You wake up in the morning and that familiar tightness grips your chest. Your heart pounds a little too hard, a little too fast. The numbers on that blood pressure monitor tell a story you don't want to hear. 150/95, maybe higher. Your doctor mentions medication, lifestyle changes, and that look in their eyes that says, this is serious. But what if I told you that 5 simple foods you probably already know, foods sitting in grocery stores right now, could start turning those numbers around in just days? Not magic pills, not expensive treatments, just real food that works with your body the way nature intended. Today, we're going to walk through these 5 powerful foods together. Foods that have quietly helped thousands of people over 60 reclaim their health, lower their blood pressure naturally, and feel strong again. And the last one on our list might surprise you. It's something you've probably been avoiding, but it could be the key to unlocking better circulation and a calmer heart. Before we begin, I'd love to know where you're joining me from today. Drop a comment below and let me know if high blood pressure has been part of your story. Your experience might help someone else feel less alone in this journey. Let me start with Sarah's story. Sarah is 68, a retired teacher from Ohio. 3 months ago, her blood pressure readings were consistently in the danger zone, 165/100. Her doctor was pushing for stronger medications, but Sarah had watched her husband struggle with the side effects of blood pressure pills for years. The fatigue, the dizziness, the way they seemed to steal his energy. She decided to try something different first. Not reckless, just thoughtful. She started with food. Real, simple food. And what happened over the next 12 weeks changed everything. Her blood pressure dropped to 125/80. Her energy returned. That constant worry about her heart, it began to fade. Sarah didn't do anything extreme. She didn't give up everything she loved or spend hours in the gym. She simply added 5 specific foods to her daily routine. Foods that science has proven can lower blood pressure naturally and effectively. The first food might surprise you because it's something many people think they should avoid. But when prepared the right way, it becomes one of the most powerful tools for heart health. Let's talk about eggs. Yes, eggs. For decades, we were told to fear them, to limit them, to treat them like they were dangerous for our hearts. But here's what the latest research tells us. Eggs, especially when you eat them the right way, can actually help lower blood pressure and support heart health in remarkable ways. The magic lies in something called peptides. When you digest egg proteins, your body breaks them down into smaller compounds that act like natural ACE inhibitors. ACE inhibitors are the same mechanism used in many blood pressure medications, but eggs provide this benefit naturally, without side effects. Dr. James Patterson from the University of Alberta conducted a study that shocked the medical community. People who ate 2 eggs daily for 6 weeks saw their systolic blood pressure drop by an average of 12 points. That's equivalent to what many prescription medications achieve, but with additional benefits rather than side effects. But here's the key. How you prepare your eggs matters enormously. Sarah learned this the hard way. At first, she was scrambling them in butter, adding salt, thinking she was doing something good. Her blood pressure barely budged. Then she discovered the secret preparation method: soft-boiled eggs. When eggs are gently cooked, not scrambled or fried at high heat, their protein structure remains intact. The peptides that help lower blood pressure stay active and available for your body to use. Sarah started eating 2 soft-boiled eggs every morning, just a pinch of black pepper, no salt. Within 2 weeks, her morning readings started dropping. The protein in eggs also helps stabilize blood sugar, which is crucial for blood pressure control. When your blood sugar spikes and crashes throughout the day, your blood vessels constrict and relax erratically, creating pressure fluctuations that strain your heart. The steady protein from eggs keeps everything calm and controlled. And let's talk about choline, a nutrient in egg yolks that most people don't know about. Choline helps your body produce acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter that tells your blood vessels to relax. Think of it as a natural signal to your cardiovascular system that everything is okay, it's safe to calm down. If you've been avoiding eggs because of cholesterol concerns, here's what you need to know. Recent studies involving over 400,000 people found no link between moderate egg consumption and heart disease. In fact, the cholesterol in eggs might actually help your body produce more of the good HDL cholesterol that protects your arteries. For people over 60, eggs offer another crucial benefit. They're one of the few foods that naturally contain vitamin D. As we age, vitamin D deficiency becomes common, and low vitamin D levels are directly linked to higher blood pressure. 2 eggs provide about 40 IU of vitamin D, contributing to overall cardiovascular health. The ideal approach: 2 soft-boiled eggs daily, prepared simply. Bring water to a gentle boil, add the eggs, cook for exactly 6 minutes for that perfect creamy yolk. No butter, no salt, just pure nutrition working for your heart. Now let's move to the second food, something that's been proven in study after study to dramatically lower blood pressure. Something so simple you might already have it in your kitchen: garlic. But not just any garlic, and not just any preparation. We're talking about fresh garlic used in a specific way that maximizes its blood pressure lowering compounds. When you crush or chop fresh garlic, you release a compound called allicin. Allicin is nature's ACE inhibitor, working through the same pathway as many blood pressure medications. But here's the secret most people don't know. Allicin only forms when garlic is damaged and exposed to air. That's why garlic pills, even the expensive ones, rarely work as well as fresh garlic prepared correctly. Maria, a 74-year-old from Texas, discovered this by accident. She'd been taking garlic supplements for months with no change in her blood pressure. Then her daughter taught her to make fresh garlic tea. Crush 2 cloves of fresh garlic, let them sit for 10 minutes to activate the allicin, then steep in hot water for another 10 minutes. Within 3 weeks of drinking this tea twice daily, her blood pressure dropped from 155/95 to 135/85. The science behind garlic's power is remarkable. Allicin triggers the production of hydrogen sulfide in your blood vessels. Hydrogen sulfide is a signaling molecule that tells the smooth muscle in your artery walls to relax and widen. More space for blood to flow means less pressure against the vessel walls. Research published in the journal Hypertension followed 79 people with high blood pressure for 12 weeks. Half received aged garlic extract, equivalent to 4 fresh cloves daily. The garlic group saw their systolic blood pressure drop by an average of 10 points, while the control group saw no change. But fresh garlic offers advantages even beyond aged extracts. It contains multiple sulfur compounds that work together synergistically. S-allylcysteine helps reduce inflammation in blood vessels. Diallyl disulfide improves the function of the endothelium, the inner lining of arteries that controls blood flow. For people over 60, garlic provides additional benefits that become increasingly important with age. It helps prevent the stiffening of arteries that naturally occurs as we get older. Stiff arteries can't expand and contract properly with each heartbeat, forcing the heart to work harder and driving blood pressure higher. Garlic also acts as a natural blood thinner, reducing the risk of clots without the bleeding risks associated with pharmaceutical blood thinners. It helps lower LDL cholesterol while raising HDL cholesterol, creating a better overall cardiovascular profile. The most effective way to use garlic for blood pressure: crush 2 fresh cloves and let them sit for 10 minutes. This waiting period is crucial. It allows the allicin to fully form. Then you can add them to warm water as tea, mix them into a salad dressing with olive oil, or swallow them with water like a natural supplement. Some people worry about the smell or digestive upset. Here's what works. Eat fresh parsley afterward to neutralize the odor, and always consume garlic with food to prevent stomach irritation. If you're on blood-thinning medication, talk to your doctor before increasing garlic intake significantly. The key is consistency. 2 cloves daily, properly prepared, can provide the equivalent blood pressure benefits of medication for many people. Sarah added garlic tea to her morning routine, along with her soft-boiled eggs. The combination seemed to work even better than either food alone. This brings us to our third food, something that works through a completely different mechanism. While garlic helps blood vessels relax, this next food provides the raw materials your heart needs to pump more efficiently and with less effort. Beetroot, the deep purple vegetable that might remind you of childhood dinners you'd rather forget. But modern science has revealed beetroot as one of the most powerful blood pressure-lowering foods on Earth, with effects that can be measured within hours of consumption. The secret lies in naturally occurring nitrates. Not the artificial nitrates added to processed meats, but organic nitrates that your body converts into nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is one of the most important molecules for cardiovascular health. It signals blood vessels to dilate, reduces inflammation, and helps prevent the formation of blood clots. Dr. Amrita Ahluwalia at Queen Mary University of London conducted groundbreaking research on beetroot juice. Study participants who drank 8 ounces of beetroot juice saw their blood pressure drop by 10 points within just 3 hours. The effect lasted for 24 hours, and when people continued drinking beetroot juice daily for 4 weeks, their baseline blood pressure remained significantly lower, even on days they didn't consume it. But here's what makes beetroot especially powerful for people over 60. It works through the nitrite-nitric oxide pathway, which becomes less efficient as we age. Young people can produce plenty of nitric oxide from the amino acid arginine, but after 60, this system starts to decline. The nitrates in beetroot provide an alternative pathway that bypasses this age-related decline. Frank, a 71-year-old retired mechanic, tried everything to lower his blood pressure: meditation, walking, cutting salt. Nothing worked consistently until he started drinking fresh beetroot juice every morning. Within 2 weeks, his readings went from 160/100 to 140/90. After a month, he was consistently hitting 130/85. The effects of beetroot go beyond just blood pressure numbers. People report feeling more energetic, less fatigued, and more mentally sharp. This makes sense because nitric oxide doesn't just help blood vessels. It improves circulation to the brain, muscles, and organs throughout the body. Beetroot also contains betalains, powerful antioxidants that give the vegetable its deep color. These compounds help protect blood vessels from oxidative damage, reducing inflammation that can contribute to high blood pressure over time. For maximum benefit, fresh beetroot juice is ideal, but it's not the only option. Fresh beetroot can be grated into salads, roasted as a side dish, or blended into smoothies. The key is getting about 500 milliliters of nitrates daily, which equals approximately 1 large beetroot or 8 ounces of juice. Some people worry about the sugar content in beetroot, especially those managing diabetes. While beetroot does contain natural sugars, the fiber and nitrates actually help stabilize blood sugar levels. The blood pressure benefits typically outweigh any minor blood sugar impact, especially when beetroot is consumed as part of a balanced meal. One important note: if you start incorporating beetroot regularly, don't be alarmed if your urine turns pink or red. This is completely harmless and affects about 14% of people. It's called beeturia and is actually a sign that your body is processing the beneficial compounds effectively. The timing of beetroot consumption can affect its potency. For maximum blood pressure benefits, consume it 2 to 3 hours before times when your blood pressure typically peaks. For most people, this means mid-morning or early afternoon. Now, our fourth food might be sitting in your fruit bowl right now, but you're probably not eating it in the most effective way for blood pressure control. This fruit has been proven to lower blood pressure as effectively as many medications, but only when you understand the right variety and preparation method. Pomegranate, Not pomegranate juice from the store, not pomegranate supplements, but whole, fresh pomegranate consumed in a specific way that maximizes its blood pressure lowering potential. The power of pomegranate lies in its unique combination of antioxidants, particularly punicolagens and anthocyanins. These compounds work by protecting and repairing the endothelium, the delicate inner lining of blood vessels that controls blood pressure through the release of nitric oxide. Research published in the American Journal of Cardiology followed 45 people with high blood pressure for 1 year. Half consumed 8 ounces of pomegranate juice daily, while the control group drank a placebo. The pomegranate group saw their systolic blood pressure drop by 21% and their diastolic pressure drop by 16%. Even more impressive, ultrasound testing showed that their carotid artery thickness actually decreased, meaning the pomegranate was reversing arterial damage. But here's what most people don't realize. Whole pomegranate is significantly more effective than juice. The white pith between the fruit and the skin contains concentrated amounts of the most powerful compounds. When you eat the whole fruit, including some of the white pith, you get benefits that no juice can provide. Eleanor, an 82-year-old from Vermont, learned this from her grandson who was studying nutrition. She'd been drinking expensive pomegranate juice for months with minimal results. When she switched to eating 1 whole pomegranate daily, including small amounts of the bitter white pith, her blood pressure dropped 15 points in 3 weeks. The mechanism behind pomegranate's effectiveness is fascinating. The antioxidants in pomegranate prevent the oxidation of nitric oxide. Normally, nitric oxide breaks down quickly in the bloodstream. Pomegranate compounds act like bodyguards, protecting nitric oxide molecules so they can continue dilating blood vessels for longer periods. Pomegranate also helps prevent the formation of angiotensin II, a hormone that constricts blood vessels and raises blood pressure. This is the same pathway targeted by ACE inhibitor medications, but pomegranate works naturally without side effects. For people over 60, pomegranate offers additional cardiovascular benefits. It helps prevent the buildup of arterial plaque, reduces inflammation in blood vessel walls, and may even help reverse some existing arterial damage. Studies have shown that regular pomegranate consumption can improve arterial flexibility, allowing blood vessels to expand and contract more effectively with each heartbeat. The most effective way to consume pomegranate: 1 medium fruit daily, eaten in sections over the course of the day. Remove the seeds and eat them along with small amounts of the white pith. The slight bitterness of the pith indicates the presence of the most powerful compounds. If fresh pomegranate isn't available, frozen pomegranate seeds work almost as well. Avoid store-bought juices, which are often diluted and lack the full spectrum of beneficial compounds. If you must use juice, look for 100% pure pomegranate juice with no added sugars, and limit intake to 4 ounces daily due to natural sugar content. Some people find pomegranate seeds tedious to extract. Here's a simple method. Cut the pomegranate in half, hold it cut side down over a bowl, and tap the back with a wooden spoon. The seeds will fall out easily, leaving most of the white pith behind. Timing matters with pomegranate too. Consuming it 30 minutes before meals helps maximize absorption of the beneficial compounds. The slight tartness also aids digestion and can help stabilize blood sugar when eaten before higher carbohydrate meals. Now we come to our 5th and final food, and this one might shock you. It's something that many people with high blood pressure have been told to avoid completely, something that's been demonized for decades. But recent research has turned everything we thought we knew about this food upside down. Dark chocolate. Not milk chocolate, not candy bars, but real dark chocolate with at least 70% cacao content. When consumed correctly, dark chocolate can lower blood pressure as effectively as some medications, while providing pleasure that makes healthy eating sustainable long-term. The key compounds in dark chocolate are flavonoids, particularly epicatechin and catechin. These compounds stimulate the production of nitric oxide in blood vessels, causing them to relax and widen. But unlike other foods we've discussed, dark chocolate works through multiple pathways simultaneously. A comprehensive analysis published in the Cochrane database reviewed 20 studies involving over 850 people with high blood pressure. Those who consumed dark chocolate or cocoa daily for 2 to 18 weeks saw their systolic blood pressure drop by an average of 5 points and diastolic pressure drop by 3 points. While these numbers might seem modest, they represent a 20% reduction in heart attack risk and 15% reduction in stroke risk. Dr. Karen Raid from the University of Adelaide found that just 25 grams of dark chocolate daily, about 1 small square, can provide measurable blood pressure benefits. The effect is dose-dependent up to about 50 grams daily, but beyond that, the sugar and calorie content start to outweigh the benefits. Robert, a 69-year-old from California, was skeptical when his daughter suggested dark chocolate for his blood pressure. He'd been avoiding all sweets for years on doctor's orders. But desperate to avoid increasing his medication dose, he tried eating 1 square of 85% dark chocolate after dinner each night. Within 6 weeks, his evening blood pressure readings had dropped from 145/95 to 135/88. The science behind chocolate's cardiovascular benefits goes deeper than just blood pressure. Flavonoids in dark chocolate help prevent LDL cholesterol from oxidizing, reducing the formation of arterial plaque. They also improve insulin sensitivity, reducing the blood sugar spikes that can damage blood vessels over time. Dark chocolate contains small amounts of caffeine and theobromine, compounds that can provide gentle cardiovascular stimulation without the jittery effects of coffee. For older adults, this mild stimulation can actually help improve circulation and mental alertness. But quality matters enormously. Most commercial chocolate contains very low levels of beneficial flavonoids due to processing methods that destroy these delicate compounds. Look for chocolate that specifically mentions flavonoid content, or choose brands that use minimal processing and no alkalization. The percentage of cacao is crucial. Chocolate with 70–85% cacao provides the best balance of benefits and palatability. Higher percentages contain more flavonoids but can be too bitter for regular consumption. Lower percentages contain too much sugar and milk to provide consistent benefits. Timing and portion control are essential with dark chocolate. 1 to 2 squares daily is optimal, enough to provide benefits without excessive calories or sugar. Consuming it in the evening may be ideal, as the mild magnesium content can help promote relaxation and better sleep. For people managing diabetes along with high blood pressure, dark chocolate can still be beneficial when consumed mindfully. The flavonoids actually help improve insulin sensitivity, and the bitter compounds can help reduce sugar cravings. Choose the highest cacao percentage you can tolerate and consume it with or after a meal to minimize blood sugar impact. Some people worry about caffeine sensitivity, especially in the evening. Dark chocolate contains about 12 milligrams of caffeine per ounce, roughly 1/10 the amount in a cup of coffee. Most people can consume this amount without sleep disruption, but if you're very caffeine sensitive, consume chocolate earlier in the day. Now, let me share what happened when Sarah combined all 5 of these foods into her daily routine. Remember, she started with blood pressure readings of 165/100, consistently in the dangerous range. Week 1, she added the soft-boiled eggs and garlic tea to her morning routine. Her systolic pressure dropped to 158, a small but encouraging start. Week 2, she began drinking fresh beetroot juice mid-morning. Her readings stabilized around 150/95. By week 4, when she added daily pomegranate and evening dark chocolate, something remarkable happened. Her blood pressure didn't just improve, it transformed. Readings of 125/80 became normal, not exceptional. Her doctor was amazed and agreed to reduce her medication dose. But the numbers only tell part of Sarah's story. She reported feeling more energetic, sleeping better, and experiencing the kind of mental clarity she hadn't felt in years. Her husband noticed she seemed calmer, less anxious about her health. Food had become medicine, but medicine that brought joy rather than side effects. The synergistic effect of combining these foods appears to be more powerful than using any single food alone. Eggs provide steady protein and choline. Garlic delivers natural ACE inhibition. Beetroot supplies nitrates for improved circulation. Pomegranate protects existing nitric oxide. Dark chocolate works through multiple pathways while satisfying psychological needs for pleasure and reward. Here's how to implement this approach safely and effectively. Start with one food at a time, monitoring your blood pressure daily. Begin with the soft-boiled eggs for 1 week, then add garlic tea the second week, beetroot juice the third week, and so on. This gradual approach allows you to identify which foods provide the most benefit for your individual physiology. Keep a simple log tracking your blood pressure readings, the foods you consumed, and how you felt each day. This information will help you and your healthcare provider make informed decisions about medication adjustments as your blood pressure improves. Some important safety considerations. If you're currently taking blood pressure medication, don't stop it abruptly. Work with your doctor to monitor your readings and adjust medications gradually as needed. These foods can interact with certain medications. Garlic may enhance the effects of blood thinners. Beetroot can affect blood sugar medications, and dark chocolate contains small amounts of caffeine. People with kidney disease should be cautious with high potassium foods like beetroot and pomegranate. Those with gastroesophageal reflux might need to limit garlic intake. Diabetics should monitor blood sugar when adding beetroot and dark chocolate to their diet. The beauty of this approach lies in its sustainability. These aren't temporary dietary restrictions or complicated meal plans. They're delicious, whole foods that can be incorporated into any eating style. Sarah still enjoys her favorite meals, social gatherings, and occasional treats. She simply added 5 powerful foods that work silently in the background to support her cardiovascular health. Most people notice initial improvements within 2 to 4 weeks, with more significant changes occurring over 2 to 3 months of consistent consumption. The key is patience and persistence. Unlike medications that work immediately, natural approaches require time for your body to rebuild and repair. The long-term benefits extend far beyond blood pressure control. These foods support overall cardiovascular health, brain function, energy levels, and general well-being. They provide a foundation for healthy aging that no medication can replicate. If you're ready to start this journey, remember that small, consistent actions create profound changes over time. You don't need to overhaul your entire life overnight. Just add one simple food, prepared correctly, and give your body time to respond. Your heart has been working tirelessly for decades, pumping blood through thousands of miles of blood vessels every single day. These 5 foods are like giving your cardiovascular system the premium fuel it needs to function optimally, naturally, and sustainably. The choice is yours. You can continue relying solely on medications with their side effects and limitations, or you can harness the healing power of food to support your body's innate ability to maintain healthy blood pressure. Sarah chose food, and it changed her life. Thousands of others have made the same choice with similar results. Tonight, perhaps you'll soft-boil an egg for tomorrow's breakfast. Maybe you'll crush some fresh garlic and let it sit while you prepare dinner. Small steps, but steps toward a future where your blood pressure numbers don't define your limitations or fears. If this information has been helpful, I'd love to hear about your experience. Share in the comments below which of these 5 foods you're most excited to try, or tell us about your own journey with natural blood pressure management. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear to take their first step toward better health.